Loading. And that's what the series is named after.
Well, what about Shepard? He's a spacer, lived aboard starships most of his life.
Well, that one anyway.
Military service runs in the family. Both his parents were in the Navy.
He proved himself during the Blitz. Held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
Yep,
He's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
indeed.
We can't question his courage.
Nope.
Humanity needs a
Indeed.
hero. And Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
By the way, in the year 2148, explorers on Mars discovered the remnants or the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed sterling new technologies, enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis for this incredible technologies was a force that controlled the very fabric of space and time. They called this great discovery in human history Mass Effect! The stupider in there is, well, I'll let the story tell you.
The Arcturus Prime relays in range. Initiating transmission sequence. We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot. Acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit.
And there we are.
Board is green. Approach run has begun.
Alright.
Relay in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go! Forward! What directions we shall go?
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
Indeed.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you
Oh,
hate
yes, General 7.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead. So that's incredible.
Yeah.
Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their
Indeed.
investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
Alright, here we are at the options. I can either say I agree, I can say you're overacting, or cut the chatter. Now, Mass Effect, that's a thing. I moved the stick left for it to do that, but basically I don't. Leave stick off and I don't ditch the controller so it doesn't click. By Mass Effect, not only are there good decisions, or not only are there, again, good guy decisions, bad guy decisions, good decisions, and bad decisions. Sometimes they're great, and sometimes they are, it doesn't matter. Or they're just more for your character. But of course I agree. Because the console are good people.
They don't send Spectres on shakedown
Yep.
runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting on.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace
Yep.
yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
Alright, got 3 options. It's the set I heard, or you made him mad. But yeah, the Spectre or the Captain. Now, another thing I should add: BioWare does not like to give you what your character is actually going to say. They just give you an idea what they're going to say. They've been doing this again from Mass Effect at least. I don't know if they did Baldur's Gate, don't quite remember. I watched a PFL a long time ago from a guy called Zisto, which he didn't really make it that far before, well, his computer exploded. Um, but yeah, I know for a fact they do it in Star Wars: The Old Republic. So yeah, the Star Wars MMO, the third game in more or less the same series as Knights of the Republic. So yeah, they're doing that as well. So yeah. Well, I heard that's for a fact. See if that. Yeah, I heard.
I'm on my way.
Is it me or does the captain always sound a little
Yeah.
pissed off?
Only when he's talking to you, Joker.
Right, first things off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, yes, yes. Again, I'm used to PC. Which, as to my knowledge, PC wasn't a port. It was a new game, more or less. But yeah. And by the way, what I was wondering is you can manually save in this game, which is something that comes and goes in console games. Always have been. It's more common nowadays, but in 2007, oh, would that have been an amazing feature? But yeah. Okay, first things off. Where is sensitivity and how and to what side of the chart should I put it? Camera sensitivity is. Now, if the camera sensitivity is the same across the board, it is, so I'll just do this. Basically, I think in combat they mean when you have your gun out, and exploration is what we're doing right now. It's a selection, this should be interesting. Now, 2007, I'm trying to remember what sensitivities were like in 2007. I think they were middle of the road. Like, 2000, like 2014, 15, 12, 2014, 2000, yeah, 13 and 14, high sensitivities are were really high. Nowadays, again, they're high, but they're in a good high spot. They're high, but they're reasonable. They're not insanely high to be unreasonable. Basically better customization. But there was a time, Battlefield 3 time, and Battlefield 3 and Halo 4 time, where sensitivities were insanely low. I believe that was like 2000. Yeah, that'd be 2012. No, that was like 2000. Yeah, 2011. So yeah. So I don't quite know what sensitivities were like in 2007, but I think they were just normal. I could be wrong though. My memory don't date back that far. In terms of I don't know games that are. I can't think of a game that came into. Do I even play console games from 2007? I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna find out. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint me. I'm disappointed, but then again, this is a third-party game. Third-person game. Oh wow. I am definitely going to turn off. I'm just going to turn off motion blur because I can't have my camera moving like that. Alright, motion blur, flame going off. I don't think you can turn off either of those on PC though. That's odd. But I turned it off. Please tell me Please tell me I didn't turn it off. I made a mistake. I did. Yes, save. There we go. I should have done it. That's better. That's better. I mean, the game is still really dark, but still, the game's lighting up after it. Alright, actually, let's talk to these guys.
You probably don't want to keep the captain waiting.
That's a good idea.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room.
That's a good idea. I should get going.
I'm telling you, I just saw him. He marched by like he was on a mission.
He's a Spectre. They're always on a mission.
We're getting dragged, right along with him.
Relax, Presley. You're gonna give yourself an ulcer.
I need to turn the volume if I can. It's really, really quiet. I can't see, I figured. My TV is actually on. My TV is actually 26. 20. No, it's like 20, 30, 31, 32. The ends of this era I know weren't quiet. I mean, they were low. I guess they were lower, but they weren't quiet. This is quiet. As quiet as Battlefield 1 is, and that's insanely quiet. And then again, I usually, on Xbox, I usually have my TV at like 14. On Xbox One, I usually have it on 18. For Battlefield 1, I have it on like 26. And Mass Effect 1, it's on 33. I'm not quite sure if it's good or not. Talk to these guys? No, they're just background. And they're in person.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Indeed. Excuse me, well, there we go. There's Yargren. He wants to see me. Yeah, I was wondering about him. Alright. I didn't remember the marking me, though. Yeah, he was upset, but still. Let's just say he wants to see me.
I'm on my way to give him a status update right now.
With all due respect, sir, maybe he'll finally tell you what we're really doing out here.
Right. What do you mean? By the way, I believe the left side questions are usually extra information, and the right side questions are usually what you have to do. Are usually what you have to do. Are usually moving forward with the dialogue. But let's ask, what do you mean?
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
Well, you got a good point. Although I don't know. As far as I can remember, this ship is the only one with stealth systems. I think. Don't really remember though. Actually, I don't think I really looked for that matter. Yeah, and also the thing about we're having to land directly on something. Coming off of a mass driver with mass driver works. Basically, a mass driver flings you somewhere. It's a big slingshot. There's no wormholes. There is no going through another dimension, like warp or space. There is no warping space around you to move yourself faster than light. No. And it's definitely not magical drive that does things that make you go faster. No, that doesn't exist either. Mass Effect, you get flung from these mass drivers, which is what we saw. But yeah, I mean, captain. I mean, remember this is a navy, so captains are not your third rank. Captains are your rank, are your commanders, are your basically your major commanders until you get to an admiral, which are commanding multiple ships. A captain's in control of one ship. Although Mass Effect is not always true. I guess like in Star Wars, it's not, or Star Trek, it's not always true. But yeah, but yet having him on board, but having a Spectre is a bit weirder, because Spectres are the special forces of the Council. They have a lot of pull. So yeah, and they got a lot of pull responsibility. So staying on a ship like this, but then again, the Council maybe just want to see what we're doing with our. The Council maybe just want to see our new ship and make sure everything goes all right, or just keep looking. But this guy could be right about about a secret mission. So let's investigate. Alright, stealth system. Oh, you can just ask him.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper. Less chance of security leaks, too. Plus, there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
Really? And also, sometimes, don't be fooled. You can still ask the detailed questions. These two are just responding to what you just said. Well, yeah, I mean, full crew. If you don't expect anything to happen, is a bit weird. But maybe they just want to test all the crew positions. me being me being the guy that just wants to go along with them unless something really really bad happens. But yeah, cover.
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in
Right,
the
he just doesn't like not knowing, and in his saying not knowing, he's leaning towards some conspiracy theories, which they may be true for all we know. Which okay, I haven't played this game in like 3 years now. I played this game 2 3 years, so yeah, don't remember this at all. Which is a good thing for a series because it's blind, but I just know things every now and then. What about the captain?
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, sir. But I can't figure out what he's doing
Right.
here. Captain Anderson is one of the most decorated Special Forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating this shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
Actually, you got a point. He sent me as well, and he had that dialogue about getting me for this mission or for this run and mission. So that is also a good question. Now they bring it up. Turn Inspector.
You don't trust Nihilus.
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
But yeah, that's basically when humanity first got into space. I don't think they explained this very. I don't think they explain it very well. It's just over 3 games, and it's in the background like what this is. When not Americans, Americans were part of it. Alliance. I mean, Alliance is not Alliance. It's like GDI, or USA, where it's basically a combination of all the Earth countries, and they're still separate more or less. By the way, so basically when we first got out of our system, the Turians found us, and they shot us, and we shot back. So yeah. We'll get to options. That was a long time ago. Plus, he's the Spectre. Oh yeah, I mean, it's basically like someone saying, "I don't trust the Vietnamese," or "I don't trust German," or "Don't trust Germans," or "Don't trust Japanese," as it is in 2016. Basically like that from the World War II and World War II and Vietnam. But I don't know. I mean, I don't mind their people. And besides, he's just like this is trying also to imply he's a Spectre. Yeah, but Spectres are good guys. Turians, Turians are fine. I mean, the thing is, if you're coming to this completely blind when this game first released, or coming to this game completely blind, you will not know what the Turians are, only what he said. So, however, I know Turians, so let's just assume Shepard knows Turians and he likes them. So that was a long time ago.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. But it still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board, especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command, and they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like
Right.
it.
Or the council is just, or the council is just very very curious. But the navigator has a point. But yeah, I mean, in real life, do I blame the Vietnamese? I mean, my grandpa, just like his grandfather, fought. My grandpa, he went to South Vietnam. He went to Saigon before, well, it changed its name. Um, my grandpa was mostly in supply, and he was on support vessels like minesweepers, supply ships, stuff like that. So he never really fought the Vietnamese, but I'm still there. So that's I don't blame him because I did nothing to him, and he did nothing to them. And even today, I mean, in 2016, in November 2016, they're fine. The only reason I don't really like them is because they're communist. I don't like communists because they're not free. But other than that, they're fine. Their people are fine. Although the government's a little messed up again because it's a little communist. I mean, but yes, but still, I don't blame them. Like he said a long time ago. Vietnam was 40, 50, 60 years ago. By the way, okay. By the way, I'll look to it, or we can now we can say I'll look into it or just do your job. I'll say look into it.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck,
There
Commander.
you go. Cause I'm nice.
I grew up on Eden Prime, Doc. It's not the kind of place Spectres visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
Hold it. Actually, see. Now I'll be using my standard 5-save system for a session. Although I'll do more about although Mass Effect again is more for shooter, so having multiple saves or having a lot of saves doesn't really matter as much as an RPG, a flat RPG. But yeah. I want to go options and actually lower down the music volume. It's way too loud for the sound. Right, dialogue. There we go. It's trying out the dialogue. And that's still pretty loud. Oh, you know what? Let's actually use the other things. Codex, what do you have? Humanity Systems Alliance? Alliance is a government and military of humanity beyond Sol? Oh, beyond Sol, okay. Aliens, console races. The three most politically important species in the galaxy.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic peacekeepers. The Turians have the largest fleet in Citadel space, and they make up the single largest portion of the Council's military forces. As their territory and influence has spread, the Turians have come to rely on the Solarians for military intelligence and the Asari for diplomacy. Despite a somewhat colonial attitude towards the rest of the galaxy, the ruling hierarchy understands they would lose more than they would gain if the other two races were ever removed. Turians come from an autocratic society that values discipline and possesses a strong sense of personal and collective honor. There is lingering animosity between Turians and humans over the First Contact War of 2157, which is known as the Relay 314 incident to the Turians. Officially, however, the two species are allies, and they enjoy civil, if cool, diplomatic relations.
Yeah, basically, I guess if I were to make a comparison to the real world as of 2016, I would say U.S. and Japan. More like U.S. and Germany, or until 2 years ago, U.S. and Russia. But Russia, you know, being Russia right now, so yeah. So that's no, I mean that's no longer true, but still. But yeah, I mean, I would say Israel. I'm trying to think. I mean, the United States doesn't really hold animosity to any of its allies right now. Any of its real allies. Again, besides like Russia. I guess there's China, but we never really fought China, so that doesn't count. Maybe Vietnam. But yeah, I guess that doesn't really hold up with the United States in any way, all that much. Oh well. Which I don't think I ever messed around with these off in my first run. So yeah, alright, Humanity Systems Alliance.
Humanity's first contact with an alien race occurred in 2157. At that time, the Alliance allowed survey fleets to activate any dormant mass relays discovered, a practice considered dangerous and irresponsible by Council-aligned races. When a Turian patrol discovered a human fleet attempting to activate a relay, they attacked. One human vessel survived, retreating to the colony of Shanxi. The Turians followed, quickly defeating the local forces. Shanxi was occupied, the first and to date only human world to be conquered by an alien species. The Turians believed the handful of ships they defeated represented the bulk of human defenses, so they were unprepared when the Second Fleet, under Admiral Castany Drescher, launched a strong counteroffensive, evicting them from Shanxi. The Turians mobilized for full-scale war, drawing the attention of the rest of the galaxy. The Council quickly intervened, forcing a truce. Fortunately for humanity, The First Contact War was ended with a diplomatic solution.
That's because we're humanity. We do things like that. But yeah, the Alliance, I believe it's very, very heavily based off the United States. Pretty much, like, not like there's any good guy made out of multiple things, either be countries or basically a world, countries or worlds that doesn't act or doesn't is not based off the United States. Even the Japanese stuff, because the Earth Federation, well, albeit is a darker example, well, being a darker and more critical example of the United States, it's still largely based off the United States. So yeah, and that's from also Gundam, which is a very, very Japanese, which is one of the most popular things in Japan, and is pretty much made by by Japanese for Japanese, and very it goes from the West, but it usually stays in the East. But yeah.
The Systems Alliance is an independent supranational government representing the interests of humanity as a whole. The Alliance is responsible for the governance and defense of all extrasolar colonies and stations. The Alliance grew out of the various national space programs as a matter of practicality. Sol's planets had been explored and exploited through piecemeal national efforts. The expense of colonizing entire new solar systems could not be met by any one country. With humans knowing that alien contact was inevitable, there was enough political will to jointly fund an international effort. Still, the Alliance was often disregarded by those on Earth until the First Contact War. While the national governments dithered and bickered over who should lead the effort to liberate Shanxi, the Alliance fleet struck decisively. Post-war public approval gave the Alliance the credibility to establish its own parliament and become the galactic face of humanity.
Yep. Basically, the story of GDI in Command & Conquer. Because that is the same thing that happened with GDI. GDI was made to kill Nod and just defend. This basically be a global, as the name implies, a global defense force, because GDI stands for Global Defense Initiative, and just yeah. But at the end of the Tiberium universe, or at the end of the Tiberium universe series at Command & Conquer 4, they become the de facto government, because at that time no other government existed because of Tiberium, pretty much. So yeah. Secondary. Oh, well, look at secondary. I can't remember. Why did I never look at Codex? I mean, I'm silly. I mean, it's on PC. I just never looked at it. Okay, and then this one isn't. And then this one you have to read. Born to a naval family, you spent your childhood on space. Oh, actually, unless it already said that. Yeah, basically, it's just reiterating what the captain said. Pretty much, alright. Oh, that's a lot. Not too much. I never read this either. Which is odd because I usually read all this kind of stuff if I get it offline or get it, or again when I'm not recording that way. 2069, Armstrong Outpost at Shackleton Center becomes the first human settlement on Luna, what they call the Moon. It is formally founded on July 24th, the 100th anniversary of the first lunar landing. Oh wow. 21-3, Lowell City in Oschaznia becomes the first human settlement on Mars. 2137, Edfield Ashland Energy Corporation demonstrates Helium-3 fuel extraction from the atmosphere of Saturn. Yep, getting fuel from gas giants and maybe stars or suns. 2142, construction of the Gagarin Station Jump Zero begins beyond the orbit of Pluto. Thinking, was Pluto still recognized as a planet in 2007? I don't think it was. I remember I was very young when Pluto was dropped to dwarf planet, which Pluto's still a planet, it's just not a normal planet, it's a tiny one. So yeah. By the way, 2149, prospectors discover the Prothean ruins at Pomni Platinum on Mars. 2149, translation of Prothean data leads humans to the Charter Mass Array. Systems Alliance founded to cooperate and colonize the extrasolar worlds. Alright, so the Alliance was founded after they found the Mass Relay. 2151, a shipping accident at Singapore International Spaceport exposes downwind communities to containers of dust form element 0. Alliance begins construction of Icarus Station. Okay. 2142, roughly 30% of children born in Singapore at their element 0 exposure suffer some cancerous growth. System Alliance begins settlement of Earth's first extrasolar colony world, the planet Tometer, which is also the name of a really important planet in Titanfall, which is funny. Which Titanfall came out 2014 and it's on 2016, so yeah. No, 2015 was it? Wow. But yeah, no, 2014. Oh well. But anyway, so 2154, Commander Shepard is born. That is us, and/or Shepard. 2155, Systems Alliance occupies completed portions of Icarus Station as a headquarters. 2156, some children in Singapore exhibit minor telekinetic abilities. Yeah, that's getting with the bionics. Element 0. I remember that. I remember in the second when it was second mentioned in the timeline about it causing cancerous growth. But yeah, but basically that helps with the becoming a bionic process, I think. All right, 2157. Turrens encounter human explorers. First contact war, occupation and liberation of the human colony of Senex. 2158. Or Senshi. Yeah, Senshi. The X is not an X, it's a C. A CH. 2158. Humans learn potential bionics. Biotics. No, biotics. No, bionics. Anyway. The international effort to track element 0 exposure begins. Roughly 10% of exposed children show some sign of bionic ability, if they live, I guess. 2160, System Alliance Solomons formed. 2165, humans establish immunity on Citadel. 2170, Victorian slavers attack Alliance colony on Mindor. Which was no problem. Or our Shepard wasn't there. 2176, Skylian Blitz, pirates and slavers attack Elysium, the human capital in the Skylian Verge. Which we were there. We own things. 2177, Thatcher Moss devour the colony of Alcozy, or Akuz. 2178, retaliation for the Silkian Blitz. An Alliance fleet wipes out an army of slavers on the moon of Tufan. And 2183, current date. So when was Shepard born? Oh, look at this, by the way. I missed it, somehow. Oh, back too far. 2158, 2154. Oh yeah, Shepard's like 3040 off the top of my head. Quick math. Ships and vehicles. How big is this? It's a lot. I might as well read it. Light lag prevents sensing in real time at great distance. Because remember, light moves only so fast. Because remember, the sun's light going to Earth takes like 8 minutes to get here, or is it 6 minutes? But basically, it takes a second, or it takes a couple minutes, which is why we say light years, not only in terms of measurement of distance, but in terms of measurement of time. The time it takes for a light to get to a certain spot. So yeah. Active firing thrusters at a 6-minute array can be easily detected from Earth 5.75 light hours, 6 billion kilometers away. But Earth will only see the event 5 hours and 45 minutes after it occurs. Due to the light speed limit, defenders can't see enemies coming until they have already arrived. Because there is FTL travel and communications, but no FTL sensors, frigates are crucial for scouting and picket duties. Okay. So it's not like Star Trek. Well, Star Trek has sensors for everything, including sensors for including communications to talk at FTL speeds, and the ability to measure things. In Star Trek, you can measure ship and warp passing by you, which the warp is several times the speed of light, depending on what warp speed you're going. So yeah, or coming toward you. But I guess they can do this because I guess it'd be realistic. Because again, remember the whole warp travel and communications is based off the whole warp relay. Or not warp relay, but based off the mass relay. So basically, the mass relay can probably just send signals to each other, because mass relays are connected, kinda. Because if you were to mass relay to some place and you don't have a mass relay, you're going to have to take a long time back because there's no FTL other than the mass relay. But yeah, mass relays. So I guess fast relays can also send communications as well as just dwarf ships. But I guess mass relays don't have a sensor to actually look. Remember, even in modern day, how we see stuff in space is by light. Or by heat, but mostly by light. So yeah, basically just visuals. By the way, FAL sensors. Frigates are crucial for scouting picking duties, which explains why there's a need for lots of ships everywhere. Passive sensors are used for long-range detection, while active sensors attain short-range, high-quality targeting data. Passive sensors include visual, thermographic, and radio detectors that watch and listen for objects in space. A powered ship emits a great deal of energy, the heat of the life support systems, the radiation given off by power plants and electrical equipment, the exhaust of the thrusters. Starships stand out painfully against the near absolute zero background of space. Passive sensors can be used during FTL travel by incoming data significantly distorted by the effects of mass effect, envelope, and Doppler shift. Active sensors are radars and high-resolution lasers, laser detection and ranging, or LADARs, which I think is a modern thing, that emit a ping of energy and listen for return signals. LADARs have a narrower field of view than radar, because radar is just basically sending radio waves spinning, or radar waves, got which. But LADAR resolution allows images of detected objects to be assembled. Active sensors are useless when a ship is moving at FTL speeds. Yeah, because you can aim. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Telling you how their military works and just how fighting works in the 22nd millennium. Prologue. Speak to the captain in the comm room. All right. Squad. Yes. All right. Yeah. See. Yeah. So you can put point. I say I don't start with shotguns right away, but I can buy them. We'll look at that when we start finding things. Because unlike most of the games I play, I know what I'm doing. Because I played this before. I finished this before. You want to talk? No.